Welcome everybody, Far From Perfect episode number 8. Let's get excited. We're at the 8th episode. I can't believe it, but we're here. I didn't even gonna have any. I got a real special guest today, my man. Some people know him as Tim. Some people know him as the Herba Champ. Others know him as the Fit Father. Yes. Welcome. We got my man Timmie Phillips in here.
My dog.
Word. This is a long-time friend. I'm glad he's here.
Back.
He's here to talk about just everyday life, his journey through fitness, his journey through life. He has a great story. I feel like people need to hear. He comes from the city, and this podcast is for the city. It's for us. You know what I'm saying? The everyday person, not just the city, but the everyday person is the everyday guy. He came from the trenches. He's doing much better now, and just an awesome story, man, about doing things the right way and stay on the right track. So welcome, Tim.
Thank you.
Word. Oh yeah, we got my guy Deck. He's back again as per usual. Podcast. We linking up.
Yes,
what
sir.
up, my
yes,
G?
Sir. Nothing, man. Just another day. You know what I'm saying, having a conversation with
Glad
the guys.
to have you.
I'm happy when you told me Timmie was pulling up. I was like, yeah, because I remember one time I didn't know much about your story. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know where I read it at. It was something on your bio somewhere. And I was like, oh, shoot, I didn't know this is about Tim. Like, no lie. Like, I didn't know, because I didn't want to start it now because I know you're going to bring it up. So I don't want to. But I was like, dang. So then after that, I saw the herbal life and all that stuff. I was like, dang, I see what it. I said, that's dope. So when he told me he was coming on, I said, let me sit down and chop it up. I love to him saying, chop it up. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, man. This guy, man, I might as well call him a local celebrity, man, because everybody loves this guy. Father. But yeah, man, let's get right into it, man. We'll go back some years. Remember, we played high school football together.
Exactly.
Yeah, you on the team. We go back. But like during that time, you was going through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like if people wasn't close to you, didn't really know. But I commend you because you always
I didn't know, and I was
had
there.
a smile on your face, like. And to be real, like I knew a little bit of it, but like he's not the type of guy to just like look for sympathy, look for pity. So he wasn't even really like trying to spread information, his business like that. You wouldn't even think that what he was going through what he was going through. You know what I mean? So like when we talk about that, like just those times, you know what I mean? And how you kept a smile on your face the whole time. You know what I mean? What you was going through, stuff like that.
Yeah, facts. So like first and foremost, I just want to edify you two brothers for allowing me to have this space and creating this space for everybody out there as well.
Of course.
You want to make sure you give people their flowers and give gratitude. What you give out, you will receive. Right. People want love, but don't give it.
No matter at what level either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be at the billionaire level, like whatever level, because it's an accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? From where you was at to wherever you're at now, I'm not too sure, but wherever you're at now is better than before. That's an accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, bro. So like back in high school, a lot of people don't know this. Like I was not like I always tell people I was not like the goody two shoes kid. My name's Johnny Huxtable and I just get all straight A's. Like I was suspended probably like over 100 times in high school. I was locked up when I was 15. I was actually how open we want to be on this podcast.
All the way.
All right.
As open as you free when you feel free.
I was on the run, and I was staying with Yawin and Phil. And so when I was on the run, I stayed with them the whole summer. And then, I was making money or whatever, doing whatever we had to do to make money. I remember like yesterday, I go to school the first day of class. I'm like, I'm fresh. Got some money in my pocket. Mm-hmm. And I'm so young and so wild, bro, and don't know how things go. I'm not even putting, you might have charges out on you. So I go to class, and as soon as I go in, like 20 minutes later, the police say, "Is Mr. Phillips here? Timmie Phillips?" Arrested me right in school, right?
Oh, man.
So go on up to the Leahy Center for 3 months. I was supposed to be committed until I was 18. I remember I was in front of the judge, right? And my pop pull up. And me and my pop at the time, we didn't really have a good relationship because my mom was on crack my whole life. So my pop used to he did his best. He tried his best to raise me or whatever, but I kind of raised myself because he was always gone. Right. And then his way of teaching was to beat me, and that just didn't work out. And so I was off the porch, and if you grew up in the neighborhoods we grew up in, so by that time, I'm sitting in front of the judge, and she's like, Mr. Phillips, and if you've ever been in front of a judge, the judge, you know what I'm about to say is true. They always try to act like they some higher person and they have control over your life. So she's like, I kind of
do it.
They low key do. They low key do. But bro, it was wrong. They're gonna send you up the road, right? So she was like, Mr. Phillips, I can lock you up until you're 18. And she thought I was gonna fold. Like she thought I was gonna be like, please no. I looked at her. I said, I don't give a fuck what you do, right? And she was like, oh. And my pop.
Well, you said that to her in court.
Facts.
You said that right in court?
Facts.
Facts. You bring past me.
Because when you grow up, like you guys got to understand, my mom wasn't like an operating addict. Like I seen her with her teeth missing. I seen her on Main South, you know, and then your friends, you grew up in neighborhoods, so you do your friends selling crack. So then you're like, yo, are you selling to my, so I just see mad stuff coming up where at that point, a lot of people don't realize they get to the point where they don't care about themselves. So you don't really care what happens in life. And at that point in my life, I just didn't care. Right. Like, you know, I'm not thinking consciously like another kid. Like people and kids are enjoying school. They're getting new outfits. They're doing all this. I don't care about none of that. None of that's not even my reality, right? So for me, it's like, shoot, get locked. I was in jail, bro, and I'm like, shoot, it's cool. I don't got to worry about where I'm asleep. I don't got to worry about no food.
Yo, I heard
you know
people in jail say that, though.
No, that's really what happens. So for me, I really was like, shit, I'm not in there getting bullied either. I'm holding my own. So I'm like I'm cooling.
Right.
And you know you thinking you really hard back then. Like, and it's not that you thinking you hard, it's who you had to become.
So, like,
yeah.
I feel like what you're telling me is like that was a survival thing. You know what I'm saying?
Pure
It was
survival.
like I'm always surviving every day. If I get locked up, I still got 3 hots in the cot. So fuck it, I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
I'm cool. Yeah, exactly.
I feel you.
Exactly.
I mean, I can't really relate because I ain't never been locked up. You know, knock on wood. Thank the good Lord. But situations I could have been in where I could have been locked up too. You know what I'm saying? So like, I do understand that from your aspect, and like especially being young, fending for yourself. It's like, yo, reality, the system kind of failed you. You know what I mean? You needed the system's help, and you got it the best way you know how, and I was not doing the right things.
And you know, I'll say this though, because I don't want to glorify it or whatever, but I'm grateful for all those situations because I look back at it. Things that happen in our life is always happening for us. Every single time that something happens, people be like, oh, why'd that happen? Or why'd that happen? But when I started connecting the dots, you'll never connect the dots looking forward, only looking back. And as I started embracing and accepting who I am and just accepting like this happened, what could I learn from it? I look back, I'm like, damn, I got a lot of resilience. I'm really proactive. I can go through a lot of stuff and like learn from it and grow from it. So I look back at those times and I'm like, damn, I'm grateful I didn't have the cookie cutter. I'm grateful I didn't have a mom and pops doing everything for me. Especially being in business now, I can't wait for the next man or somebody to do for me.
Right.
I get the opportunity to create. And when you can create something from nothing, you can also teach other people how to create something from nothing.
Boom.
And you can create lanes for other people.
And you're more passionate about it, though.
Exactly.
You go at it more, you go at it harder. You know what I'm saying? You pay more attention to it. But the one thing that I always learn is experience is the best teacher. That's what you just said. That's what it was.
Fact.
Like, for real, the experience, you can tell somebody something, you can even show it to them. But as long as they haven't gone through it, something similar, they're never going to learn.
You know what's funny? I was just watching Wallow up on Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay. He was just saying the same shit. Like he go speak to the young kids. He tell them like, yo, like you gonna do time. You're not prepared to do. It's a whole different ballgame once you get inside the prison walls. Like, stop doing it. Live the right way. And he say, you know what? They don't listen. They go see for themselves. Now the judge tell them 30 years. Now they on the phone talking about from the jail, call Wallow. Let me talk to Wallow. It's like, hey, I told you this. You know what I'm saying? But like, you want to see for yourself. You know what I mean? My grandma used to say, a hard head make a soft ass.
Yeah,
so always tell me that a hard head make a soft ass. Cause I used to just do shit. You know what I'm saying? All the time, like I'll just do shit. Like, and everybody would tell me like, don't do that. And like I was like, fuck it. Like I just want to see. Like I'm willing to deal with the consequences. I'm still like that till this day. You know what I mean? Like fuck it. My grandma always say like, hard make a soft ass. I slowed down a lot because I listened to her, but her words be in the back of my mind. You know what I'm saying? So like I slowed down a lot. But yeah.
Besides being in the back, I'm sure you, like you said, you almost got inside too. So some of the experiences definitely shut that whole shit down.
Right.
You probably was like, I felt them saying, so yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say this, especially for a lot of young guys out there watching that, don't think you have to go through that to learn that lesson because it could have been a lot different. And I say that to say, I remember the first day I came home, right? And I crossed the street. I crossed the street without asking for permission. And anybody that's been locked down gonna know what I'm talking about. Because you chain everywhere you go when you move inside, you chain in your hands. Then it has a little thing in the middle come down to your feet. Right. They be doing it all extra tight.
Oh, then you was that restricted. Okay.
Dog,
a lockdown facility.
People watching you when you piss, all that kind of stuff, right? So here's the thing though. When I crossed the street, I haven't asked for permission. I was like, yo, never again. Like, I didn't stop cutting up, but I just got smarter. But I knew at that moment I got to find something different because that ain't the way. And also, any one of my mans or any one of my cousins or anybody that's really got sent up the road, upstate, feds, all that, my cousin was one of the hardest people out here, bro. I got a phone call on him. He's doing 10. He's like, I'm tired of fighting. I just got stabbed and they fight all the time. So I'm saying don't go that route to learn that lesson. That was just my journey, right? But I'm not going to sit here and act like, because listen, a hard-boiled egg cracks that's the first thing to crack. Anybody that's always hard, they just hiding. They're putting on an avatar because they have trauma that they haven't healed from.
It's a defense mechanism.
And
The
we
real
crack that
win
bitch
is healing
mushy as
from the
hell.
trauma. Yeah. The real win is healing from the trauma. When you can heal and come out a different being and transmute and alchemize that energy that got handed to you, especially society, especially when you're melanated like us, and they want you to believe that you're subservient. They don't want to teach you your history. They don't want to teach you that you built the pyramids. They don't want to teach you that Egypt's not Egypt. That's a Greek word. It's Kemet. They want to teach you that Mansa Musa was trading gold with California way before Christopher Columbus got lost. When you can alchemize that and be like, hold on, y'all been telling me I'm a gangster, I'm this, I can't do that. And in reality, my people done started a lot of this stuff. We discovered electricity. The patent got stolen from us. And you can live long enough to know yourself, and you realize you really a god, you really a king. That's the real win. The win is not having to go up the road. I guarantee you, every single person that's taken that trip, if they could take it back, they would.
That shit is not cool. I'll tell you right now, I don't want to go to jail. I'll tell you right now, like, I don't care. Like, nah, I can't do it.
Bro, most people who's been to jail come back and say jail, prison, whichever one it is, they come out and they always want to be in a positive light.
Yeah.
Who's done real bid? I'm saying people who's done real bid, they don't come out telling anybody to go back in there.
Right.
I've never met anybody who's been in there and come out and say, yo, it's sweet in there.
Yo.
Let's pull up.
I mean, I haven't seen niggas say it's sweet, but I've met a lot of niggas who ain't scared to go back.
Right,
I mean,
because they don't have nothing else to look forward to. That goes back to the support. You know what I'm saying? A community. You know what I'm saying? Like where do these people go to? Like you just said all these things now. Is how do some people don't have the help? Some people who are not lucky enough to get a helping hand. I'm not too sure, but along the way of your rumbles, there was probably some hand or nothing. Unless nothing, no hand came and you just bumped up by yourself. But some people are not that lucky, fortunate to really get that hand that will get them to that next level.
We kind of know like what you was doing back then. So like, how'd you transition into coming into what you are now, and what kind of sparked that? You know what I mean? And what gave you the mindset to like, you got the spark, let me continue doing down this road and make it to where you are now?
Yeah, most definitely. So it's a couple things. So first thing to highlight on what you said, the things that I did get, I'd always get jewels of words. Meaning, even though my mom was on crack, she'd always be like, yo, I have the most handsome son in the world. You could do anything you want to do. Son, you could do anything. My aunts be like, oh, you're going to end up in jail just like your mom. And my mom be like, don't listen to him. You could do anything you want to do. And I say that because words are powerful, bro. Words, like if you love people, the best thing you can give somebody you love is help them fall more in love with themselves. Because it was my self-love that kept me going. It was my self-love when I didn't have much material things where I always said like, yo, I'm going to figure this out. I don't know how to, but I had a sense of worth. I had a sense of inner worth. It was never outer. And you know, we went to Doherty, so we went
because your mom spoke the affirmations into you. Regardless of anybody was saying, your mom spoke affirmations into you.
And it's your mom too. It's not just like your mom, like everybody else's mom. It's your mom who's also impaired.
Exactly.
You feel me? So it's like, damn, just for her to find that space to tell me those words, that must mean something beyond what the regular word would mean. So,
But before we continue on, my fault, I just want to go back because like you talk about how your mom was on drugs and like you was worried about like niggas serving her and all that stuff, and like I cannot even imagine that, you know.
the people you knew, right?
Right.
Dog.
But
Dog.
yo, but here's the catch-22 though. He's not the only person on the team that was going on with too. You know what I'm saying? There was a couple other guys on the team that their mom was battling drug addiction too, and dudes, we were going to school with serving. That's a fact. Like, and I feel like I kind of get it a little bit because like I grew up with my aunt. My aunt was she was on drugs, and like I'd be tight if one of my served them. I'm not even joking. Like I've had a lot of around me that sell crack, and you better not. You know, don't play like that. So like, just struggling with that alone every day is like, damn, you know.
Yeah.
So I just want to commend you for coming through that. You know, like
Thank you.
even looking at it in the face, like, cause I'd be like, nah, we gotta fight, nigga. Like, you're not gonna give my mom no drugs. You know what I'm saying? So like, I commend you for that, for real.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. Man, that goes deep. I want to come back to that. But yeah, so the thing that helped me the most on my road was just that. And then also my brothers and friends that I always would do this. I would never hang around people that would just like always putting people down, always joking on people. And you know, we have guys that do that, but I never really got close to them. And you know me, if you really look at the people I'm closest with, they're always people that be building people up. It's not really people that would be like, yo, nigga, you ain't worth shit.
Right.
And this and that. Like, I mean, that was normal, but I never would gravitate to that.
That's why we're cool. Yeah, I was never hating.
Exactly.
I was never hating.
Yeah, like Dave East had that song, I did a lot, but I never hated. Right? Yeah. So it's very important. See, humans are confused because they fail to realize they create their environment. I didn't know that back at the time, but I don't know what people believe in, right? I just, I had a past life regression done, and they told me, yo, you was a king multiple lifetimes. Like, you came here, you was ruling here and doing that. So I always had, like, that's why I always encourage people, learn yourself. People try to figure out life, but you can't change life. I can't change you. I can't change you. I can't change anybody. So what that tell me? That's a waste of time. Let me figure out who I am and how my energy works. So when I look back and I think about it, like, I always was at least adapt enough and had enough self-love to be around people that reflected love to me. And if you didn't, I wouldn't fake it. I wouldn't fugazi it. I would never be like trying to be with the cool people, just be with the cool people. Nah. So that's what helped me. Those words of affirmation and creating that environment within that. And then how I got to where I'm at now, and I'll keep it simple, bro. Like, sometimes life be moving so fast. And I'm not going to say everything because I don't want to I know this going to go public, and I don't want to, incriminate or do nothing like that, right?
Right.
So what happened for me is life was moving so fast. I came back from Houston. All my friends, like, I went to Houston for a year.
Yeah, I remember.
And I came back.
Had you graduated yet, or did you like?
No, I had graduated high school, and I went to Houston for a year. Yep. That's another. I don't want to go too deep in that. That's a crazy story. I was down there with my cousin.
I remember you was out there. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I was out, and I was in the thick of it, dog.
So you was going for a little while.
Yeah. In the neighborhood I was out there, like, yo, you could lose your life every day. My cousin was she used to sell women, so she was a female pimp, a maiden, right? And so I'm going through that. I'm just going through life, right? Just going through it. Just whatever. Fast life. Cool. I come back home. All my friends, this is when the blues really started taking off, right? Yeah. So everybody was making a lot of money. But then a lot of people who really weren't, like, built like that was making a lot of money too. And then all the wolves were like, yo, now I don't talk like this normally, but this is how it was. Like, yo, these soft ass niggas, he got like a $250,000 in this house. Like, we gonna rob this nigga, right? So I'm in the car first day back, like, on people, I'm not gonna say no names and stuff, but I'm sitting there and I'm like, what? This is what my people are doing. So when you're in that environment, you got to become a certain type of person. But at the same time, I was never a grimy dude. Yeah, I was never a grimy dude, though. And you've known me since I've never been grimy. So I'm listening to these conversations. At first, I'm like, yeah, we're going to get this money. But then I'm sitting back. I'm like, yo, I know this dude. I play football with this dude. Not you. I play football with this dude. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not about to say nothing, but I'm not going to do it. So I started having this conscience like, yo, I'm living too fast. And then I started, I come from the trenches. So I know in stories you probably know and stuff, people was getting robbed. People was getting done.
I was there.
Dirty.
I was in the thick of it too.
Getting done dirty. So
I'm
like, yo. And then one night I went to my cousin's house, right? And, he was a body hunter. He used to just basically get paid to collect debts. And however he leave people. And so something happened that night. They did something. Like I said, I'm not going too deep into it. And I realized if I would have been on a car ride with him, I would have at least been serving 10. At least been serving 10. Could have been serving more. And I sat back and I read the paper the next day. And I'm like, oh, shoot. It's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, but I want to do something. Right. I want to be known for, like, that just woke me up. I want to be known for something. And so I didn't know what it was going to be. At the time, I was living with my mom's. My mom was she was strung out and she sold just enough crack to support a habit. I don't know if you know any addicts like that. Like, they get a rock, cut it down, re-rock it with some bullshit, smoke a little bit, sell it to their friends to make. So that's how she used to get down. So I was living in a crack house with her. It was a trap house, things coming in and out. And you think at that time I had got so, like, cold to life, bro. Where it was like, I told one of my guys, like, yo, fuck it. It's like, yo, my mom's is never going to get sober. This is where I was at. I said, my mom's is never going to get sober. So you know what? She's already selling it. We're going to use her. She's going to send us all the clientele. We're going to come up really fast. We don't have to worry about undercovers. And you know, if you're in the game, you know how it goes. Once you start getting your money up, you can move and do, So I was like, that's where I was at. I was like, fuck it. Mom's just going to send us, boom, boom. We're going to come up really fast. Cool. Because I'm tired of not having money. Like, I sold drugs, got a job. And jobs don't really pay you that much. Right. And I'm like, fuck this. Like,
so not to cut you off. So wait, so at this point, her being the clientele, so you start to sell to that clientele?
No, hold on. We're going to get there. So that was the plan, right? But then this is what happened. I remember laying in a crack house and I was looking at the ceiling and I had spoke the spirit, right? And I call God spirit because God's the spirit, right? And so you think I'd ask for more money? Because I was just tired. I was like, I didn't remember the last day I was happy, which really hit me. Dog, I don't remember the last time I was happy.
I know what you mean.
And I was like, yo, I was like, you know what? I just want to know what it feels like to be happy. And in that moment, I started thinking about fitness. I don't know why it came to my mind, bro. I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, my mans ain't happy. Some of my mans make mad money, but they're really not happy. They're not confident. They're mad insecure. They have girlfriends. They can't even leave them around other dudes because they think they're going. And I'm like, so that's clearly making a lot of money, and being that isn't going to bring happiness. I'm like, yo, so who's happy? And I thought about it. I said, yo, people on fitness magazines is mad happy. And I was like, I thought about a fitness magazine and like somebody on there like flexing, doing a pose, and they smiling. I'm like, yo,
Pause.
Yo, pause. Big super pause, right? Pause.
I get you.
So,
right,
pause. Like, hold up. Let's clear that up. I didn't have a magazine. I just thought about, you know what I'm saying?
You got to be clear.
Yeah,
You got to talk about you got locked up. Now fitness magazine.
Nah. Pause. No. In my mind, I didn't have no magazines. I wasn't on that kind of time. But either way, I was like, yo, people who are fit are happy. So I started working out 3 times a day. Not because I wanted to be home. I mean, not because I don't want to work out. I just didn't want to be home, to be honest with you.
Right.
Shit was crazy.
Anything to escape.
Yeah, anything. But I started noticing every time I work out and I really push it, I'd be able to alchemize that pain, and I put it towards something that was making me better, and I feel better. I was like, yo, I feel better when I'm working out. So I started following that cookie crumb. See, a lot of people, y'all got to start following what makes you feel better and what makes you better, right? So I'm like, I work out, I feel better. I'm happier here. Let me keep doing that. Then after working out 3 times a day, I'm like, I'm working out, I'm fit, I'm in shape, but I don't look like it. I don't got a 6-pack or nothing. And I started seeing all these people. Y'all know, like, shit, I got my Herbalife with me here. So I started seeing all these people that was doing the Herbalife stuff. I'm like, yo, they getting fit, they getting in shape. Now I had a whole nother plan. I'm like, yo, I'm going to sell drugs, put myself through college. I was going to go to Springfield College because at the time they was one of the best like pools to go for football and go on. So I'm like, so you know. Yeah. And I was like, that's just the move I'm going to play. What happened was I went to buy the Herbalife stuff. I didn't know it was a business. I thought you just buy products. They talking about you can make money and this and that. And I'm like, all you got to do is talk to people. I'm like, shit, I could talk to people. Like, this is easy. This is easy. Like, I could do this without having to worry about anything, without having to worry about somebody robbing me and stuff. Like, I probably could do this. I didn't get started immediately though, because I'm still expecting a return check from school, because you know how to finesse.
Right.
You can tell this. I'm like, yo, I'm about to get this return check for a couple stacks. I'm gonna flip that. I'm gonna be on. I remember I went into the spot one day and I never heard this. There's a dude called Jim Rohn, right? It's personal development dude. Never heard him a day in my life, but it's like his ghost was there. And I'm sitting there and it goes, for things to change, you have to change. That's how he talks. For things to get better, you gotta get better. And at this moment, I'm like, yo, if I don't change, nothing about my life's gonna change. I handed my debit card to my mentor in Herbalife, got signed up. Within 4 months, I made enough money to move out the crack house. Started reading books, started doing all that kind of stuff, got in the best shape of my life. Been making over 6 figures every single year in my life legally since my mid-20s. And, you know, beyond that, like I go do things I always wanted to do. Like I go places, I speak to people, I wake them up. They're like, yo, you changed my life forever. Yo, you telling your story made me look at life completely different. Like, and I even tell you, man, I went through mad shit growing up. I was molested by one of my uncles. I seen mad stuff, right? Because I don't attach myself to things that happen. Right. They just happen. That don't make me. It's not even real anymore. Unless I make it real, I don't.
That's a great mindset.
Yeah.
You can't change that. You have no control over it when it did happen. So how are you going to hold on to that or even fault yourself for that? It's like, you know, I don't know. When I talk to that, sometimes people say I'm like cold. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, you have to be cold in a cold world at a certain aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Especially things you have no control over. It's like someone continue. It's over now. That person is gone. Or that situation is gone. But I'm continuing still holding on to that. And it's affecting me. I can never do that. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't. I don't know. I could never face that.
We were just talking about that before we even started. We were talking about just in general, like once you become a grown man, you got to start letting some stuff go. You can't be holding grudges over and over again. Like as far as like what happened with your uncle, nah. Yeah. Done that nigga. But I mean completely like different situations as far as like I know some guys that may not have the best relationship with their father. They don't know their father. Like if you find them, you get to know him, talk to him. Like I go back to Gillian Waller. Waller just said, he's like, I have no idea what my dad is. I don't know if he's dead or alive or whatever, but if he's seeing this and you know what's up, I want to holler at you, say what's up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to be mad about the past. You wasn't there. It is what it is. Like, what can we do now to move forward? And to our people watching, my whole audience, move forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if the person that you have a problem with is there or not, move forward with your life. Don't let those things and those experiences hold you down, because you won't be in a good position. Like, Tim could have let all that stuff hold him down and made it all that stuff as an excuse, but he didn't do that.
Can I touch on that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So like on a deep level, right? This is what I realized. These are some things that help me. People, let's start with forgiveness, right? People think forgiveness means to condone and be like, I forgive you, that means it was right. That's not what forgiveness means. Forgiveness, that's why the English language is so tricky, right? Ancient languages, older languages, English language comes from Latin and all these other languages put together. So the words will confuse you. It's hard to understand life until you go back. So you got to break down words in English. Forgiveness, what it actually means is to detach and remove yourself from. So therefore, when you forgive somebody, and it's going to help a lot of people out, because a lot of people are like, I can't forgive them, they did this, right? Whether it's my uncle, whether it's my mom, whether it's my father, it doesn't mean I think it's right. It doesn't mean I ever have to talk to you again. What it means is I'm emotionally detached. I'm looking at it like, because what happens is when somebody does something to you, see, life is like a radio station. We're all walking frequencies. So you're going to attract things to you to the vibration you're on. Just like you ever notice a negative person? Like, you can't be around a negative person.
Right,
You're not a negative person.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, yo, I can't even talk to you, bro. Get up the road. Like, leave me alone.
It's on the
right?
wrong frequency, yeah.
So therefore, when you hold on to things and you're like, but that person was wrong. Life's not even about right or wrong. Life just has law of consequences. But let's stay here. So therefore, if I look and I be like, I'm holding on to that, I'm a be angry. So I get to walk around at that frequency. Now I'm attracting things into my life that are at that frequency. Like we were talking about, you see people that can't let go of things. They have their whole life is like set up. Bad things keep happening.
Right.
Bad things because they attract it. And I realized I'm like,
And
yo,
really, since you can't let go of what's going on with you, what happened with you, you're just making bad decisions. Continue to make bad choices because you made that bad situation a part of your lifestyle.
Exactly. So when you release that means you can be in your own energy again. And then when you can do that, you can sit back and can be like, okay, what have I learned, or how can I get a power from this? You see, when I could say that freely and I go places, I speak to people and they're like, yo, you helped me overcome molestation. You helped me overcome these things. So I realized, I look at it, I'm like, damn, that was really a setup. Now I'm a more powerful speaker. Now I can help these kind of people. And then I can help people break generational curses. Because see, I'm the one in my family. I'm aware of that. I own that. I'm the one that's, hey, if you follow my lifestyle and you follow my habits, you're going to be successful. Don't even listen. If you just follow my habits, how I move, you're going to be successful. The example. So now I get to look at all those things. I forgave a lot of people because I'm not going to be attached to that energy. Right. And that's the first thing a lot of people can't let go because they think, oh, that means I'm saying it right. No, it's just saying you're not attached to it no more. It doesn't own you. So you can be here. And now you can be present. And then you can start asking yourself, well, who do I want to be? Well, I want to be happy. Who do I want to be today? I want to be abundant. Who do I want to be today?
Right.
I want to be fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let's take it back to like my perspective of when you first started with this stuff. I remember like, because you always been a skinny bro. Like you never had no muscle, bro. We would go to lifting and for football, this would skip. So
this is a fact.
Yo, so
I'm not doing it.
Yo, so when people first told me that you was in the gym lifting weights, all this other stuff, I didn't see any of it, but I just heard about it on the streets. I'm like, yeah, alright, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah,
I understand. Yeah,
that nigga bullshit. If he just doing that shit, ain't gonna last long. That ass, I'm being real with you. That nigga bullshit. Then fucking like, I'll say like a month later, nigga showed me the phone. You had posted on Instagram. Nigga showed me the phone. I'm like, damn, that nigga did get kind of big. He's still little,
same
but
thing when I
can see. I'm like, yeah, that nigga did get kind of big, son. So like, I was room pause, fucking.
I was waiting for
yeah, pause for sure. You know what I mean? Sorry, Mason Cam, pause. But
pause.
but anyway, yeah. So like at that point, I was rooting for you.
He said, what was he? He was real what? He forgot.
So anyway, I was rooting for you, and everybody was like, "Oh, nah." A couple of people was like, "Nah." They were still on my first mindset. I'm like, "Nah, let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on." So now I'm like, this is the time to like. I was trying to get in shape a little bit, you know what I mean? I was trying to focus on fitness because I got after football and shit. Like I was eating too much. I was getting big, so I was like, let me do something. So I looked on Instagram again. Now, mind you, I've known this for walking his whole life. He might steal a bike, but besides that, yo, for real, we be at 212. He pull up on a stolen bike.
It's
For
a
real.
fact.
But if you have a stolen bike, this nigga was walking. I look, this nigga got a car. And I'm like, oh nah, I saw what's going on over there. That ass. I'm like, oh nah. This doing it, son. What's going on? So after that, I hit him up. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, I had seen Herbalife, but I didn't really know about that shit. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Yo, we link, we talk. He like, yeah, for this Herbalife shit, like, you could sell, But back then, I was a big nigga, so he wasn't trying to get me on the gym. I was like, I'm just trying to work out a little bit and shit here and there. So like, I took it what he had said. I started with my gym shit, you know. In 1 year with no products, nothing. I dropped all that weight. I hit this nigga up again. Then he was like, yo, just try the products. And by this time, I see him doing this thing. Like, this is my man, so I want to support him regardless. So I'm like, you know what? Let me buy this shit. I think it was like a $200 package like that. Let me get it off this nigga. Like, just so I always show love. Anybody in the city that I fuck with that does business, I'll always cop off them, even if it's one time. Even if I don't like it, I'm still gonna do it one time because that's just how I am. Like, I want to show love to everybody. So I copped the package, and I was at home. I'm blending shakes. I bought a new blender. My sister was there. I'm blending. I'm in the blender. I'm like, these shits is kind of thin, but I'm about to use all these shakes. I'm not wasting this bread, you know what I mean? But it worked out, because you know what I mean? But I wasn't making the shakes right. But I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm not about to buy another package. I started going to the shake shop every day. But here is the catch-22. I get to the shake shop, and they opened up because of him. So he's getting a piece of it regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how the Herbalife shit work. You know, you put niggas on, you get a percentage. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'm going to different shake shops, like trying to figure out like which one that I wanna try like permanently. You know what I'm saying? Like as like a home shop. I'm seeing his picture in there. I'm pulling up this in there getting a shake, and it's different spots. I'm like, yo, what is going on? It really started with old boy on Lincoln Street,
Mike.
Yeah, Mike. Because at first I went over there and he was cool, but like, that nigga moving like some military type shit. Like, he got like a stick up his ass. Like, it's okay to smile, bro. Like, I'm not used to that, especially from white boys. I'm not used to that shit. Like, yo, this nigga over here tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was working out every day and shit.
Yo, he's militant. Tough. Mike is militant. I ain't gonna hold you.
It was crazy because one day I tested him because his mom got the one right here on Park Ave and shit. So I'm like, yo, who's better? You or your mom's shop? He looked at me down my face like, whichever one you like. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Yo, that's Mike.
Like, damn.
That's Mike. It's a fact.
I'm like, damn, son. But yeah, like, I committed to Herbalife. I'm still drinking Herbalife to this day. And like, a lot of time, I was telling people about it. And people was like, oh, if you get off Herbalife, you gain all the weight back. And like, at first, I took that idea and I was like, yeah. But then I thought about it and I'm like, Herbalife is giving the nutrients and supplements that you need. So when you get off, you're eating different things, you're changing your diet, you're not getting the same supplements. So obviously you're gonna gain weight. It's common sense. Like, now I'm not on it how I used to be. I used to drink it every day. Now I like maybe 2-3 times a week I have a shake. But that's because I'm in my comfortable mode right now. You know, like, I'm not really as I was before, like trying to power lift, compete and shit. Like, I'm good with that. But yeah, like, you put me onto that path and it did help out. So it's the truth. And now I do different things. Like, Herbalife's a part of it, but you guys know I drink Woo Juice. You know, I do other stuff.
Shout out to Woo Juice.
Yeah, and plus his mindset even taught me about fasting. You know what I mean? He talked to me about fasting. So I fast 1 day a week. You know what I mean? And there's another day a week where I won't eat meat. So I do all different types of just nutrition. And part of it was Herbalife, and it's still today Herbalife. So thank you for that.
I do the reverse. I don't fast.
Yeah, you're trying to get big though. You know what I'm saying? So, you're trying to get muscle.
You know, there's so much there, and I appreciate that, brother. There's so much there though, right? So shoot, where do I start? I mean, it's so funny, bro. And this used to really get to me. Not you, but what happened when I first started, and as I started like coming up, right? You think like people would be happy for you, like, yo, look at my nigga Tim, he's really doing it, right? Like you did. There's so many people that would be like saying, like, cause stuff would come back to me, right? And here's the thing, I had already grown. Like, I already grown to, I was in purpose, I was doing my thing, but it'll be weird. Like, I run into people, Tim, what's up? Giving me mad love, right?
Right.
Behind my back, saying mad stuff, right? And then I realized, I sat back and I thought about it, cause I'm a thinker. A man is his mind. A man is his mind. So I sat back and I started thinking. I said, wait a second. These people don't even love themselves. I said, oh, it has nothing to do with me. They can't give love because they don't got it. And everybody that really has love for self would always be like, yo, congrats, bro. Even if they weren't doing what I'm doing, congrats, right? So it's funny because a lot of people did see the maturation and stuff, right? But I never thought, Mike told me that, right? Mike was like, yo, Tim, I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, Mike don't talk like this, but like I'm saying how I talk, right? But Mike's a good dude. He is just militant, though. That's just how he is. He just militant. But
he's definitely not a bad guy.
He's a solid, but I know what you're saying. He's very,
damn.
And so he was like, yo, when you first came in, I didn't know if you was gonna make it in this business or not. And I was like, huh? He didn't mean it in a bad way, but I look back. I look back and I was like, oh, I guess I did come a long way. But again, I always thought I was him anyways. I always thought I was going to be rich. I always thought I was going to do something.
Ain't that how it feels?
Bro,
the thing is, when you believe in yourself and you know what you can do, like everybody else comes see you and say, oh, you really did it? Like I'm going to cut you off from my thing, just like my food truck. Yeah. People, like I've been talking about this for years, right? Everybody comes back like, yo, I've literally heard multiple, you really did it. It's actually, to me, not that I'm like, to me, in my head, I'm like, I knew I was going to do this shit. To me, it's just like, okay. Like, look, how you feel, everything you're saying, it's like, I'm just hearing, I'm like, I feel exactly what you're saying because I'm like, oh, I just knew it was going to happen. So I didn't care how long it took, but it didn't feel like it was long to me. You know what I'm saying? But the belief was already there. Everything you say, I just knew it. So I feel that.
You'll never outgrow your perception of self, right?
You can't. You have to.
You grow your perception of self, and that's the first start. When everybody else sees the success, that's just when the world sees it. But it starts inside. Humans are the only things. Think about it. We're doing some amazing shit right now. We're talking in a mic, on a phone, recording this. Right. Somebody had to think about that before it was real. And imagine the first guy that said, "Yo," like Steve Jobs. I'm gonna take this big ass computer. This is a true story. IBM and all these companies have the computers, these big things, and he said, "Yo, I'm gonna make that where everybody can use it in their hand." He thought that years ago. They thought he was crazy. So much so they fired him from his own company because they thought his ideas were so outlandish. Hired him back. And now we got the iPhone. And now the iPhone's normal. Right. So that's why I'm saying I realize you can't dictate. You got to have control of your emotions. You can't even let people's hate get you emotional because like when Yeshua, what they call Jesus, African brown-skinned brother, died on the cross, he said, yo, forgive them for they know not what they do. Mm-hmm. And I get it now. Like people really just don't know. Right. They be saying stuff. They're not even thinking. They're not even trying to be empathetic. Yo, what's this person been through? They don't get it. So I was like, you know what? I can't sweat that. And then also, yeah, man, there's a lot of people at the end of the day, like, you know me. And it's like, if you really talk to me, anybody that really knows me and talks to me, I'm always feeding life. I'm always teaching. I'm always teaching you about more stuff. Like some people think with Herbalife is just drink some shakes. No, like I'm healthy. Right. As I got herbs in my house. I drink Celtic salt. I drink spring water. I only eat organic foods. I know my macros.
This nigga had to take a full ginger shot.
Listen.
I threw up in the parking lot.
Listen, it'll clean you out. Yeah. This is a fact. So I tell people all the time, like, I chose to do Herbalife from a sense of consciousness. Like, some people think, like, I'm like, yo, it just makes sense. Like you said, I sat back, I said, wait a second. If I could get all these nutrients in a couple shakes every day, why would I not do it? Right. It's not like I'm relying on it. But I want to make sure, because I'm not going to get all my nutrients from food alone. And I didn't want to just, here's the thing. Nothing about me. See, people don't know my inner thoughts. I never want to just be okay. Like, I want to be great. Like I can't even explain it to you, but I got this lion in me. If you ever see me work out or if I ever get in that mode, I don't get mad no more. But if I get in that mode, like I got this thing in me and it's like, nah, I'm trying to have it all. So even when it came to health and fitness, I was
from a Honda to a Tesla to a Mercedes, that's looking all right.
And
going up, right?
Things going. It's only, But even with my health, I was like, shoot, okay, yes, I can eat these healthy foods, but if you're telling me I'm gonna get all the nutrients on top of that, I'm gonna do that because I want to be elite. Mm-hmm. And then when I notice the difference, I help other people do the same. Now, there's people I've worked with. See, that's why when people talk, I know they're not thinking. There's people I work with that stop the products but still eat healthy and they're still in shape. So no, you don't gain the weight back. It's the people that think that the products are going to do the work for them. Right. No, they're not supposed to do the work for you. It's the work. They just assist you on that. Mm. And I started noticing something. When I made a lifestyle change and I started getting around people with money, people that grew up in different neighborhoods, I was like, yo, they don't really think the same. I was like, so it's not a racial thing. It's just a thought thing. And I remember there's a
their environment.
Yeah.
Spark different choices.
There's there's a business owner I talked to. He had the new, remember when Camaros first came out, like came out because they was old and they had the drop top. So he had the new Camaro and everything. He gives me a ride home and he's riding with me. And he's like, yo, Tim, And I always thank him for this to this day. He's like, yo, Tim, you're going to be successful. It's people like you who always be said, yeah, maybe you're struggling now, but it's guys like us who always make it. He said, anybody that says anything about your business, fuck them. He said, fuck them. Then I ran into him a year later. I leveled up a little bit. We're on a party bus to do something for New Year's with the gym. He comes up to me. He's a little drunk, but he said it again. He's like, yo, I love what you're doing. Anybody says anything about your business, fuck them. Fuck them, right? Now, I was so pure of heart. Like, I didn't even hold hate for nobody that I genuinely, like, I don't even think. Like, it's funny how people say, like, yo, people you hate on don't even think about you. It's true. Because I don't even think about people that, like, I don't even know. If somebody don't like me, I promise you. I'm not
worried about you. I'm referee in your mind, nigga.
Yeah, like, I don't know. So it's funny. He's like, fuck him. And then it's, a year later, I had my daughter, right?
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that. So, like, when did she come into play as far as this goes?
Yeah, so my baby girl came into play. I was 25. A couple years in.
Now, were you dating her mom? I was just like...
Yeah, yo, Tylee was planned. Tylee was not an accident. It wasn't like a oh shit thing. It was like a oh thank you. It just so happened that relationship wasn't aligned with my core values. Right. That was my first real like serious relationship. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I don't claim to be perfect, right? And if y'all know me from the city, if you think I'm perfect,
that was our next question.
Yeah, good
situation when you're far from perfect. Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
Far from perfect. I did mad shit. Like I was not always the best towards girls. I play them like all that kind of stuff, right? But why? My mom was on crack. I seen my mom cheat on every single man she ever had, right? Every single man. So I didn't realize it, but I grew up with this image of women. Not like I never hit a woman. No one could ever say I hit him or did something crazy like that. But it was like, yo, whether it be promiscuous, whether it be like, yo, just talking to mad girls. I never put a value of like, because I'm like, yo, you are like and I didn't even know about the subconscious mind at that time. But subconsciously I had that program and I had to do.
If my mom is moving like this, imagine you.
Oh, yeah. Major fact. So I had to go through healing and, personal development seminars to look at myself and be like, yo, Tim, why you like that? So I never claimed to be perfect. However, at 25 was the first time I said, let me have a serious relationship, right? And that was the pretense of it. It wasn't like, oh, this person aligns with everything I want. It was like, oh, she's cool. Her mom felt safe, right? Her mom didn't drink. Her mom didn't smoke. Her mom wasn't going out on the weekends or none of that. So to me, it was like, ooh, this is safe, right? Which is not enough. Like, and a lot of women usually do this more than men. I'm just G enough to keep it 100 with you.
But you can do that though, because from what you came from though, you try to find that security for what you had in that family and that love or whatever it consisted of.
You feel me?
Trust me.
You feel me?
I've been there, I see, and people, whatever you experienced and see from that, that's why I've drawn you to that.
So that's when I noticed that. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to date her, right? And she was like my homie. I was like at her house every day. And I didn't even really want to, like, I'm going to keep it 100 with you, yo. I didn't even really want to date. I kind of just wanted that relationship without the dating.
Friends with benefits.
But it got, because her mom wasn't giving it up like that. Oh. She wasn't giving it up. And I was cool with it though, because I was like, that's my homie. So I kind of wanted, but it eventually got to the point like, yo, you over here all the time, da-da-da. And then it naturally came out. At one of my workouts, somebody was like this and that. It's like, oh yeah, this is my girl, whatever. I don't think I've even asked her out. I'd say, yo, this is my girl, whatever, right? And then she was just like, so finally that night we got to it, and I was like, what happened? She's like, oh, you finally said I'm your girl, right? Her mom's an amazing person, but looking back at it, we didn't have the same core values about life. We didn't have the same core values about how communication happens. Right. We didn't have the same core values around like health and fitness. We just were, she's an amazing person. We're just two different people. Right. And so what would happen? Now remember, you will attract things into your life to teach you. Like people would be like, oh, this person's a narcissist. No, they're not. You was lonely and you had that vibration on you. So you attracted somebody that's they can only reflect and make you feel more lonely or make you feel more less than, right? So I say that to say, since I had this idea in my head of what women were, right? That's a vibration I had on. So I attracted somebody that wasn't yet healed because she wasn't healed. I'm not going to put her business out there like that. But I got to experience things like she was still texting her ex-boyfriend at one point, right? So all these like little weird things,
and
right?
somebody like you, that
triggers from what you
fucks you up times two.
Imagine that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So all this is going on to the relationship. So by the time, but I'm still thinking like, yo, I want to make it work. I don't want to be the dude because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like I be seeing dudes that go from girl to girl to how y'all be having so many relationships, bro? Like, yo, I don't care how deep your pockets are, and I got it, but it's like I don't have to pay. I can't do it. I don't got the bandwidth. But some dudes just go from girlfriend to girlfriend to girl. I can't do it. So I said, yo, I want my.
You know what it is when those women don't expect much. They're not serious too. So it's like, I know a lot of niggas who do 90-day contracts. Like. Shit, I had a couple of 90-day contracts. They worked their way up to a 2-way though. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You get on the court, you ball hard, you might get a starting position. 6-man starter. Then you get the big contract. That's how it works.
He said I had a couple Jeremy Lins.
Yeah. So, I know, right? You're a superstar for a while. Your light dims down, right?
Shit, I had some Jeremy, I had some Bronnies. You know what I'm saying? They get on the big stage and they didn't do so well, but in the G League they was whooping.
Back to the G League.
Yeah, they was whooping to the G League, so that's where they belong. You know what I'm saying?
They might come up for a few games.
Yeah,
but they're not yet to stay.
When I'm up 50, they get in. You know what I mean? Real talk.
With 2 minutes left, maybe less.
About 52 minutes left. I bet. You can play some minutes, see what you got.
52 minutes left.
Showcase your talent.
Make sure you don't mess up at all.
It works out for them too. It works out for them too. They get picked up by other teams. You know what I'm saying?
It really be like that. I've seen that happen. Matter of
fact, this is real life. Yep. There's girls I worked out with years ago. Not even worked out with, just like hung out with years ago. You know what I'm saying? I put the bug in the air about that fitness shit. Now I see them in the gym with new niggas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm smiling, happy. Hey, how you doing? Say up to the guy too. Little does he know, you should be thanking me. That's the fruits of my labor, nigga. Real shit. You're welcome.
Now it's so funny you say that because that's why you can't be holding hard feelings for anyone.
Right.
You know, if you got hard feelings for me, baby, I'm sorry. You probably learned something though. Right? But either way, so what happened was,
wait, I'm changed now. I'm a good boy. This is all before the past. I'm calm, I'm collective, I behave at all times. Just clear that. My fault.
So what happened with Ty's mom, so we was planning a baby and she couldn't get pregnant for months because Ty's mom was also 10 years older than me, right? By that point, I'm reading books every day. I'm doing personal development. I'm building a business. There is not one person, and I said this to one of my guys, and even I feel like this at this point too, I can't think of one person in our city that I could think of like, yo, I really could date like on a mental level. Like when you really talk to me and you dive into me and people, my boys like, yo, Tim, you right. Cause nobody really has done that work, right? Not saying nobody, like, I'm not talking about a lot of guys I've found do the work. A lot of the ladies, once they get into these 30s and stuff, if they haven't done the work, they just might never. So I don't know. Either way, at that age, I definitely wasn't dating nobody like in our age group. Like I may entertain it, but I wouldn't date. Hell nah. And I know the stories. And I know,
I know a couple of them that you was out there. I'm not gonna say their names, but
like I had my fun. I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't. I had my fun. I'm clean. You know what I'm saying? That's what matters. I kept it clean, right? But either way, her mom was the one person I said, yo, she's solid. So shout out to Tylee's mom. If you bash your kids' parents, that's a reflection of you. You chose to have a baby with them. So so I said, yo, let's have this baby. So she couldn't get pregnant, but I prayed over her stomach one night. That month she got pregnant. But also that month she got pregnant, she did something that as a man, as being a very strong, masculine man, I could never forgive. And I'll just tell the story because I say it on it. And me and her, that's my homie. Like I'm just saying it so other people can learn. And so basically, she had her children's father went to jail, right? And me and him are cool now. Cool dude. Grew up, same neighborhood and stuff. Older guy, but he didn't know that at the time. So the first time we talked, he was mad disrespectful, right? I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So he went to jail. She's like, yo, I'm going to go get his stuff and move it in the house. I'm like, no. She's like, nah. Yeah, that's when we was together. As you see,
okay, we together.
I'm like, did she just, and she pregnant with my baby. I said, no, you're not. She says, yes, I am. I said, what? No, you're not. She says, yes, I am. I say, wait. She's like, she looks at me. She says, I don't care what you think is right. I'm going to do what I think is right. In that moment, it was over. Right. It was over. I don't care what baby's on. Yeah. It was done, right? So So I try to make it work for like a month. I call my pop. My pop's like, my dad's from the South. He's from Texas. And he's like one of those Southern, like real, like just old school rugged dudes. And he's like, TJ, boy, tell you now, you better break up with her because you never going to forgive her. And I was like, nah. And I didn't even want to touch her. I would have never done right by her. Yeah. And after that, like, and I learned this in life, like, yo, once somebody does something that crosses your boundaries, you need to get them out. Because I still tried to stay hurt, and I kept bleeding on her. Like, I would just like try to make it work and then leave the house, and then try to come back and then leave the house. and then be over there. And so it's like,
So it created a toxic environment.
It created a real toxic environment. And I did things to her that she, that, you know, I learned though. I learned like, okay, cool. This is what's good character. This was not. But either way, Tylee was on the way. And I wasn't going to get an abortion. I already planned it. I'm like, I planned Tylee. I want to have this baby. And I'm so great. Y'all know my daughter, she on TV and everything. Like my daughter is really like special. Like her mind is like out there. One day we was walking. I said, Tylee, it's cold. She says, Daddy, cold is just the temperature. When I clear my mind and I tell myself I'm not cold, I don't feel it anymore. You should try it, Daddy. So it's like I got this special little baby, right? So she came along, and that's really
deep, though.
That's real deep. That's like
when I first met her. He was like, "You want to get ice cream?" She said Herbalife shake. I was like, "Yo, what?"
She on.
I was like, "Yo, what?"
She knowing, right? So, you know, but really, God knew I needed a girl because she changed how I view women, right? Didn't mean I'm finally at a point of maturity where I'm like, okay, I kind of like know and healed, and like I'm in a season now where if the right woman comes, I know how to create space, have the emotional intelligence, how to have the patience, and also I've got a lot of my fun out the way, which I'm not ashamed of, because girls will date these dudes that ain't done nothing, and they be bored with them, and they wonder why. I say, yo, you think that dude's a moral dude? No, I say, listen, if you take somebody who says I'm not a thief, but they just never had the opportunity to steal, it doesn't make them not a thief. It means they just never been in the situation. But if you take somebody that's had the opportunity to have any fruit that they want, and then they choose not to steal, that's the moral person. And I don't put my stuff out there, bro, but like I'm gonna just keep it 100 and forget anybody back here. When I was out in LA, like I was, you know, dating NFL players, wives and stuff. Not wives, they divorced, but that's the caliber of women that made a lot of money. There's not sometimes we like, yo, I've had pretty much every single thing I could have ever wanted, and now I'm at a point where it's like I know what I want most.
You know what I wanted to ask you though? When you went to Cali, you had custody of your daughter. She was out there with you.
No, I just fly back and forth.
Oh, you flew back and forth?
Yeah, it's always been 50. Me and her mom have never had a problem with anything. Thank God. We never had the courts. Like today, I'm about to go pick her up, take her to the movies. She'll sleep over.
I thought you had custody of her out there. I was like, oh, dang. Like,
nah, we both great parents. Thank God for that. But I was fine because I was never going to be the once every 3 months pop. Yeah. That's why it seemed like that. I was like, there's no way I'm going to tell my daughter, like, yeah, I'll see you in 2 months. Like, nah. So I stay a week in California. I fly out here, stay a week. I stay a week in California. I fly out here, stay a week. I bring her to California for a week, bring it back. And then it got ill because I started talking, doing all these like business workshops and being the highlight speaker. So now I don't know, bro, probably 30, 40 different cities to speak. So it'd be like, I'm California.
Not just speaking, even the main speaker.
The main speaker, yeah, flying. And I'm so grateful for it because I always wanted to do that, not for the shine, but because I was like, I know my story. I know I'm going to help people. And I've always wanted to help people, right? Like, I don't care, bro. Like, you don't even with my income now, you don't see me, and there's nothing wrong with this, but you don't see me flashing Gucci or flashing this, flashing that, flashing stacks like the stuff we seen coming up. Right. That don't make me. You feel me?
But like, also, we seen the outcome of the niggas that did that. So I'm not trying to go the same route. Like, to be honest with you, like I was literally right around it. You know what I mean? The niggas, I seen what they had, and they went to jail. They came back. Niggas working.
Yeah. So you feel me? So like when I go speak and stuff, I'm full of gratitude because I know my story and my power and the way I articulate things is going to wake somebody up and help them live better. So yeah, I started speaking all over. So I'd be in California, Florida, Massachusetts, Georgia, back to Massachusetts, back to California. So it was an interesting time. I'm so grateful for it all. But yeah, Tylee, she changed the way I look at women. And also I got to tell this story because this is what really 10x my business, right? She was 3 months. Me and her mom just broke up. So I moved 5 times. I was down. I was all over. I had to beg my dad, let me come home, please. And my dad would never let me go back home, bro. My dad's a man's man. He usually be like, yo, figure that shit out. He's like, I'll tell you what, boy. I'm going to let you come home for 6 months, boy. And that's only because you got my granddaughter. And you have to figure it out. So she was 3 months. And I was just bullshitting. See, in business is going to go how you go, right? So I was bullshitting, right? And so my business had dropped to the point where I don't want to say only. I'm so grateful that I was still making $800 a month after 5 years, right? And I'm shaking her and I'm crying because it's like, yo, I always promise when I bring a person into this world, they're going to have more than I had growing up. This little woman wakes up and it was the first day she could see past 6 inches. See, there's a time when babies can see past 6 inches. Most fathers don't see it because they're either working or doing something. Like Tylee was with me every day. And she looked and it was kind of like she probably seen double and it finally hit. And she saw me and she goes, she starts smiling. She starts kicking, bro. And this gets me emotional every time I tell this story. And y'all can feel it. Y'all can see it on me. And I'm looking at this little woman and I have tears in my eyes. And I said, yo, she doesn't care what money I make, what money I don't make. She don't care what I've accomplished or what I haven't accomplished. I said, all this little woman cares about is when she opens her eyes, daddy's there. And I said, yo, whatever I got to do, I'm going to do so I can provide a life for her. And so with that, I changed a lot of my habits. I started reading. I started waking up spiritually. I started, a whole lot of things shifted. 6 months later, my income was over 5,000. A year later, over 10,000. A few months later, over 20,000. And I always looked, that was the change. When that little girl showed me what unconditional love was, that's why I know the best thing you can give somebody is unconditional love. If you believe in somebody, you really want somebody to level up, your friends, your significant other, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people think love is condoning. No, love is a conscious decision made from an emotional place to want the best for somebody unconditionally. So sometimes love is going to look like, yo, get off of your ass. Like, nah, you can't keep doing that. Actually, I love you enough where I can't even be around you no more, because if I'm around you, I'm enabling you. I can't even be in a relationship with you no more because I'm enabling you to have bad habits. I know this because her mom, I love her mom, right? Not in love with her. Like, she has a whole situation, and man, I'm cool. Like, I'm grateful. I never want to be in a relationship with her, but I love her. She texted me 3 months after you broke up and said, I'm so grateful you did that, because if you never did, I never would have changed. And I've seen her grow as a woman and progress. We just see life is not about good or bad. Life is about alignment. If you think about life and good or bad, you'll always be stuck. Like, I don't want to hurt their feelings. No.
I go back to a few episodes ago. I said it. If a relationship is prosper, your lifestyle's got to align. Your hobbies, your lifestyle, it has to align. It has to make sense. I've been saying it. So boom.
Yeah.
My man just validating what I said.
Yeah, that's life. Life is just about alignment. You just got to say, is this aligned with who I am? That's it. It's not about good or bad. You're gonna meet a lot of people that you think, because good and bad's an illusion. What's bad for you may be good for somebody else. What's good for you may be bad for somebody else. So therefore, let's just debunk that. Life's not about good or bad. There's a law of correspondence. There's other laws, but either way, law of consequence. That's what happens. Every action has a reaction. So therefore, this choice, of equal, exactly. So therefore, is this choice align with what I want to happen? Yes, keep doing it. But either way, like that unconditional love, bro, I was like, damn, I never seen it from my mom. Not that she didn't have it, she just wasn't there.
Right.
She has it. My mom loves me. I have conversations with my mom. She calls me almost, I don't want to say too much, but she'll call all day, right? Because she's sober now, right?
Awesome.
How
long has she been sober?
About a year now, know. So
nice.
It's been a beautiful thing. But my daughter, that unconditional love, she helped me shift a lot of stuff. And as she grows more, right? Because you don't just undo everything at once. But that's what got me to really take business serious and take myself serious and love myself even more than I thought. Because I'm like, yo, this little woman love me that much. Like, I better get my shit together. She see a lot in me. Like, I got to be super daddy. And if y'all see me and my daughter's relationship, she loves her dad. You can't tell her nothing about me. And I'm so grateful for that.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Talk to me.
How many times a day do you work out?
Yo,
I'm not even joking.
Yo.
I'm asking this because
I know what you gotta know what you gonna say, Bink.
3 days in a row, right? One day I went in the night. This nigga was there. The following day I went in the afternoon. This nigga was there. The following day I went in the morning. This nigga was there.
It's a lifestyle.
It's 3 days in a row. 3 different times. I be trying to just get it in when I can, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, yo, 3 different times I see him like, yo, come on, son, what's going on? I'm starting to think you live here. So I told him like, yo, you have to live here. What's going on?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So this is gonna surprise a lot of people. The only reason that happened, and I'm not even trying to be funny right now, we just aligned, my brother. We just aligned because that was my one time a day working out. Because sometimes I drop Tali off to school, then I go. Sometimes I have her all day, then I go. I really usually, it depends what season I'm in. Like if I'm really being
even today, we're the
same
time.
Same time. So it really just depends. Like if I'm in a season of, if I'm doing athletic training, right, I'll go 1 time a day because I just get everything out, bang, all that kind of stuff. Which is kind of what I say in a lot of the times because it gets boring just lifting stuff up and putting it down, bro. Like I'm not a bodybuilder. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like to look good, but that's not my thing. But let's say if I'm meticulously trying to build my body in a season just to build a foundation, then I'll go 2 times a day. But I'll lift in the AM and then I'll do my cardio at night. Just because you got to separate your lifting and your cardio sessions, so one's gonna suffer. And when I do, and in that time when you see me, I'm not doing like hard cardio. I'm just walking on the treadmill or something. You know what I'm saying? Or stretching or something like that. But I usually try to keep it one time a day. I'm not out here trying to.
Now you're in the gym often, and like I see online people talk about gym creeps and all the other stuff. Like, how do you feel about viewing a pretty woman in the gym?
All right, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. People do that. Like, if you're saying 9 times out of 10, like sometimes some dudes are really creep. But 9 times out of 10, I love you women. I'm so grateful God made y'all so beautiful and how you are. I love women. Every successful man has a high sex drive. It's not just supposed to be used for sex though. It's the same energy that creates life, right? That's a whole nother conversation. We could talk about it any other time. But that's natural. But 9 out of 10 guys, most girls that say that, they're looking for the validation, bro. They want to show, hey, that's why, 100%, that's why a lot of girls like posting pictures and getting all the likes. If you look at the people, and I say this, take Timmie out the equation. So get out your emotion, because when you're in your emotion, you can't logically think. And if you can't logically think, you can't have truth. So the truth is, the people that created Instagram and social media, they knew how the female mind works. And it was made for females, and men would follow females. So they know that dopamine drip that happens, females would be addicted to it. Even the action of doing this, they know it would feed the female mind. So, like, if you're in your emotions and you're watching, let's get out. So females, they naturally like validation. I have a daughter.
Facts.
She likes hearing from me, baby, you're amazing. And I give her that so she doesn't have to search for it on Instagram or in the world or in these other things, right? So when females usually say that, I think they like just to like, oh, look at this guy.
I said women seek attention and validation naturally. Like, I'm not saying I dislike it. I'm mad at it, but that's just what it is. Yeah. And when I said it, a couple of girls, they got so tight. Like, so I'm like, what's the alternative then? They didn't have one. No. What's the alternative reason? Making up all kind of nonsense. And I'm like, bro, just call it what it is. You don't want me to be right.
It's gonna cuss us. That's
yo. Check these 2 things out though. If I could show you guys, and I never would, how many weird DMs I get a day from females, like what one would call, I don't even call them thirsty. Like, they just doing what they know what to do in the moment. But I don't screenshot it and be like, yo, look at this girl. She's just doing the most. It's like, too old for that. I'm like, why do girls do that? Like, what are you getting out of that, right? Cool. But then number 2, or 3 parts, because I want to finish and answer the question. I always give context so people get it. But number 2, if a female doesn't get any validation, now there's some that's so whole. So I don't want to make a general statement, because I've met some dope chicks who are so, I actually had a conversation with one the other day, just a friendly conversation. And she was so whole in her feminineness. She doesn't, even if she gets it, she knows her power comes. See, a woman, when she understands her power, she's like, I got a womb. She'll understand anything that I get, I can multiply. So she'll understand her powers within, and it won't even matter no more, right? So don't get it twisted, but the ones that aren't at that level yet, like a Steph Curry's wife.
Right.
I wish I got some of the attention when they don't get any at all. All of a sudden, she came.
I'm like, do you know why dudes are not doing that to you? And you're over there asking for,
because you married.
And dudes, a lot of respectable men respect relationships.
Exactly.
We respect other dudes. You know what I'm saying? Unless your wife throw yourself at the dude, then she get clapped. But
my thing is,
this is the situation.
My thing is too, is like,
oh man, that one.
You are Steph Curry's wife. In the position you are now because of Steph Curry, not because of Aisha, whatever your name was before. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was on TV or whatever. Supposedly, I never seen her ass, but it's because of Steph Curry. Like, and that's a relationship. That's her husband. You got it together, so you should be proud of that instead of worried about having your own shine. For what?
And you see what he said? His response to
I don't pay no attention.
He was talking about, oh yeah, I understand where she get it from. Like,
you know why he's doing that? Because if he publicly says what he wants and they divorce,
right.
he losing a big bag. He losing a big bag. Because she probably went home and was like, fellas, that's why it's so important to marry the right woman.
Image of cookie cutter.
It's so important to marry the right woman, because I can guarantee you she was probably at home like, you don't support me. There was an argument that happened. And then all of a sudden he comes, so that's how that go. But to answer your question, though, I believe in gym creep. 1 out of 10, most guys are just naturally engineered to be visual creatures. Like, if you're a beautiful woman, like, and I used to like struggle with this, I'd be like, I won't stare, but I can literally look at somebody and not want nothing from you, but just honor the fact like, yo, you're beautiful. The same men are like that though, bro. That's masculine energy. If we see a nice car, girls will be like, why do you like the car so much? And they'll be like, damn, don't you see the curves on that car? Right. Look at that's great. So that's how we're engineered. So to not do that would be to be, perverted in your own energy, and that's gonna lead to confusion. Nah, I'm not gonna go grab your ass. I'm not gonna be like this. But if I see a beautiful woman, I'll be like, damn, she beautiful. All right, let me get these curls in, right? And I may use it for motivation. I may be like, damn, like, yo, damn, she fine. Okay, cool. I need to get my shit right. Like, you know?
Exactly. Like, so, I don't think, let's be honest, too. Like, some of these girls come in the gym, not all, but some of these girls come in the gym and, like, they have on next to nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That's fact.
Like, if you have on next to nothing, the shorts you do got on is see-through, you got on no drawers. Like,
that's a fact.
I'm going to look as a heterosexual man. It's just going to happen. Like, that's biological. And, like, am I going to walk around with my mouth open behind you, like, or every chance I get, be staring at you like this? No, absolutely not. But I mean, you walk by me, you in my peripherals, I'm gonna take a look. Like,
it's gonna be one or two things. It's gonna be like, ooh, it's gonna be like, ew. Cause I know you're seeing something like, why is she wearing that? And they'll be like, nah, she alright. Never says been some, but
not even that. I'm just talking about the ones that catch my eye. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but
you should be complimented by that.
Like, don't say you're like, ugh.
I look that good. I'm in a gym setting, and this guy's looking at me like. They should be
looking
happy
like
about
that. I be minding my business.
But females be capping. See, this is the thing I learned about women's psychology.
Close my eyes.
Right. And I say this because I work in an industry, and at first, a lot of my clientele is women, because men, you got to show them first. That's just naturally. Like, you help people with health and fitness. All right, let me see. That's just how a man is. So a lot of my clients were first women. And when you're friends with a woman and really platonic, you get to learn how they think. Yo, women are just like men. And if I told you guys, and again, we just don't put it out there. If I told you how many times I'm in the gym, and you see me in the gym, I'm wearing my stringers and stuff, but I do that because I sweat a lot. And you know this. You see me. I sweat a lot. So I'm wearing stringers and stuff because I don't want to sweat out all my T-shirts. And it just feels nasty, right? But if I could tell you how many, if I was the count, be like, oh, yeah, she's looking at me. Or go back in the video and be like, oh, she's checking out my back. Or go back. And then how many of them find me? Like, this is they do the same thing guys do. They'll find me on the gym page and then follow me, right? You guys do the same thing guys do. It's just, so don't try to make men be wrong for doing something that humans do. Like, let's just accept human nature. What's wrong with that? People are scared to be themselves, bro. Right. They scared of their own reflection and they project it on other people.
I say what I want.
That's why
I do what I want.
I don't listen to nobody's opinion on nothing, bro. Nobody's. And also, like, here's another thing, right? Here's another difference I found. Well, some guys do this, but for the most part, girls, well, this actually has happened to me before. Girls would go out their way, follow me, find me, and then if I don't return that energy, or if I flirt but don't end up making them my girlfriend, then it goes to like, oh, this person's such a dog. And it's like, yo, you're the one that chased me down. You just didn't get what you wanted out of the situation. So a lot of the times, and I think it's due to society, and again, I just speak on truths. I'm not really into the whole opinion thing, but a lot of times girls have been brought up from an early age, like, you got to be a good girl. You got to be this. So they will try to protect their image at the cost of you. There's some people, bro, I'm not going to say no names, but have dogged me because they would look bad if the truth came out. Am I going to sit there and tell the truth? I know the truth, baby. I'm cool. God keep blessing me. I'm blessed.
Exactly.
I'm blessed, so I don't got to. But yeah, like, a lot of that stuff is, ladies and men, just own your truth. It's cool. So, you could be you.
As far as relationship goes, where you at right now?
As far as what?
Relationship.
Oh, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, dog. I'm not even being physical with no one right now.
Because I mean, we're only getting older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So are you one and done with Tylee?
I want more.
You want more?
I want more. Yeah, I want more. Yeah, men don't enter their prime until 42, so I'm only getting better. I want more.
He said, I'm only getting better.
And I take care of myself. My sperm count's high. My blood flow's good. Fellas, if you're watching this and you want to learn how to make your thing more naturally,
I personally have an experience of a OG that I know, a lover boy his whole life, one woman man. This man get to his 40s. Now all of a sudden you want to deal with 2 or 3 women. Like, nigga, that was never you. Like, what the fuck? That was never you. You was laid up. Now all of a sudden, what's going on?
Yeah, he realized his power. Yeah. No, to be honest with you, bro, so much good is happening for me right now. And I'm learning about energy. And I'm also learning about, like, they say meat for the men and milk for the baby. So I'm not going to give everything here because some information people aren't ready for.
Right.
But you just got to know this. There's the law of gender, and it's on all levels of life. Meaning your sexual energy, yes, you could use it to have sex, but it's a real thing. You can use it. Like, when you think about, and like, see, you guys are these kind of guys. Not every guy is these kind of guys. But when I say this, you're going to get it. You ever have a girl that you really into, and you could, like, just feel her, you can smell her, you know how her body is. Like,
Yes.
you're just so passionate. And she'll even tell you, like, yo, the way you love me and the way you lay it down is just different because you have that hyper masculine energy. Not every guy has it because they haven't condoned it. But you know what I'm talking about. So I say, and I've done this before, take that same energy and instead of putting it towards a female, start thinking about your business plan. Close your eyes and I see myself, I'm like, oh, like right now I can see my vision in my eyes. Because what happens is that's the masculine energy on a spiritual plane. And then it impregnates the subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is, look this up. This is science, by the way, for the people that want to know. It takes it. That's the feminine. Subconscious mind is the feminine. It takes that imprint and creates it and gives birth to it in life. So you can go around sharing your seed with women. I'm not the goody two shoes boy. Like, some people be lying.
Right.
There be some dudes I know be acting like this, act online and stuff, posting God quotes. I'm like, I don't even talk like this, but you a nigga. What you talking about? I know you. And girls just be falling for it. I just don't care. I'm going to be me at the end of the day.
Right.
If I'm going to be me. It just so happens where so much good is happening for me and I see so much for me, I haven't even wanted to share that with a female because I also realized a lot of females, a female can be a multiplier. She could be a succubus. So a lot of women, if they just want to have sex with you, if they just want that energy, or they just want you to take care of them, and you lay down with them and you give them your seed, they're taking your energy and not giving nothing back. When I realized that, I was like, and I done mastered, I done research. Like I grow in all areas of life. I've mastered that game too. And I'm like, I'm giving you some good shit, and I ain't getting nothing out of this. I'm just getting a nut. I'm just getting
equal exchange.
I'm just getting a feel good moment, but my bank account not going up. You're not really giving me peace because you're just asking and saying a man should do this and do that. You see, a man, we think like this. A man, he thinks when he meets a woman and when he's whole, damn, I want to help her become more of who she is. Right. I see her doing that thing. I can help her with that.
Always say that.
We always go back.
Yeah. When they throw on you, you should. Then you be like, wait, what? I was already coming in.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
me and Deck had a conversation earlier, and I was like, let's save it for the segment. It was off camera. We was talking about like, I've seen it over 100 times. There's guys who've been in the lowest position ever. Like, everyone taking it serious. Like, this nigga play video games, smoke all day. He don't do nothing. They meet the right girl. This nigga is working 7 days a week. Yeah. Trying to do as best as he can. That one right woman speaking life into him. Like, all right, like, I met you now. You're playing the game. What's next? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I've seen this. They start off, they get a little part-time job. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Then they're like, all right. They start hustling a little bit. Then it's like, all right, let's get a full-time job. Forget about the hustling. Then the woman support them the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, now I see it. Now they got the full-time job. Oh, there's a position open, hire, work hard, try to apply for that position in the company, get up. Now they're making, are they rich? No, but like they went from sitting on their couch to making 80 grand a year. You know what I'm saying? And now she's making 50 grand a year. Now you guys have 6-figure income together. Mm-hmm. I've seen it happen over 100 times.
Even the dudes that abuse, not like physically or nothing, that abuse that good girl, right? They always talk good about her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm about those dudes. They always talk good about that girl. They never ever.
The only negative is sometimes I do see like if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, them niggas crash out.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. If they crash out, like if he's still, you seen dudes. They find a good girl. She's calm, sound, and everything, and then they'll be like, damn. She got this nigga, dog. Right. You know what I'm saying? She's a good girl doing all this, but he's still doing fuck shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They end up losing her, but he would never ever talk bad about that girl.
Right. This is a fact. And see, the thing is, and I've learned this too, because girls will come to me, right? And I'm just not the type to brag and try to put it out there, but girls will come to me and they want me to like bet, like, yo, like why don't they want me, right? And I realize I just sit back and I vet them. I say. I don't say this, but I watch and I'm like, I wait. Very rare does a female say, I see you're doing this. I can help you add value here. I see most females will say, well, I say, well, they'll say, I want a man that does this. I think a man should do this. He should text me first. And I just sit back and listen. I just be like, because I don't even play my card. It's like, oh, that's interesting. Re-lesson. I'm going to look at the camera. I'm talking with y'all, but here's something. I'm going to look at the camera and teach a lot of people. Ancient teachings, the ancient teaching of love, the symbol was a garden hoe, because a garden hoe, it takes out the bad stuff in the land. It tills the land, gets rid of the weeds. And what does it do? It prepares the soil to be fruitful, right? The Greeks came along and that whole romanticism period and Romeo and Juliet and twisted it and added the heart on it and added all this stuff that was never, If that was the case, 70% of people wouldn't be getting divorced right now. So love is not that, oh, it feels good, right? And I say that because also chivalry came along and it got people twisted energetically. You see, you got to be in line with how you're supposed to be. Every other society but this new age stuff, a man was not out here chasing women. They say, oh, you should pursue them and pursue. I say, what? A man, what's the job of men? To protect and provide. So if a man is not becoming a better protector, working on his skills, a better provider, working on his skills, and he's out pursuing women, he's not being in his masculine and doing what he's supposed to do.
Right.
That village is going to get ran over. Find me a village that does that, and I got this village over here, and they're working on their battle skills, they're working on their mind, they got weapons, they got all this stuff, they're going to come and run you over. So a man in ancient times, like he started off as a prince. He had to learn all the things in the kingdom, how to tend to the people, how to fight, how to lead an army. And then when he had got to the point where he's mastered his skills, you know what happened? He got presented with women and said, choose one that you want to make your wife. And then he treated her like a queen, right?
Right.
Now, men, and this is the truth. Even me, there's not one woman I've ever pursued where it's been really good. But we try to live like he's got to pursue. And women, be honest. There's a guy that's pursuing you right now. And there's a guy that's not pursuing you. And you're in that guy that's not pursuing you's inbox. You want him. And I've been the guy. I'm like, I don't put energy into it. They put energy into me. And I just started studying life. I was like, I've been the guy that tried to make initiative and do all the extra stuff.
I've been both.
And
niggas.
I've been both. And
I've been both niggas.
And I realized I've been both. And I realized I don't do that no more. But I realized, like, shoot, when I started working on myself and becoming what I was supposed to become, not only did I attract more women, I attracted higher quality women. And also, here's the big thing. You see, if you're on your purpose and you're doing your job, and when I say job, I mean like work, I mean like whatever you're supposed to be doing here. And you're doing that every day, it's like you're on the yellow brick road. Everything that's for you is going to be on that road. So if you're not out, when you go to chase, because a man's job is to provide, create, and a woman's job is to multiply. So therefore, if a man is always taking this one on the out, chasing this one, you're getting out of alignment. You may be going after something that's not even aligned for you. And then you end up in a situation, you're like, damn, she's stressing me the fuck out. But if you stay in alignment and you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're raising your energy, when something comes along your path and attracts into you, you're more than likely going to be with the right person. And you'll notice that because the point of a relationship is a ship. It's a corporation. It's supposed to come together and build a kingdom. But people are out here, and what happens is people don't realize that they're not looking for partners. They're looking for companions. They want somebody to keep them company, go to the movies with. And the girls, they say some things.
You
like,
got it right there.
They be like, he makes me laugh.
Right.
And they still be making decisions. He dresses nice. And then they date him, and they realize he ain't up to nothing. He ain't creating nothing. He
also,
sleeps all day.
I just want to add some value to what you were saying, of course, as far as like your inner self, you know what I'm saying, chasing women, you know what I mean? Like that's one thing, like when I stopped like really focusing and chasing women, don't get me wrong, like, I still be like pursuing women here and there, but as far as like really, that was my whole mindset. When I realized I could do this in general. Just I could start this up. My mind, I always wanted to do something, but until I focused on myself, I realized what I could do and how I could make something shake, you know what I mean? And then to top it off, I just felt more value in myself, you know what I mean? Because like a lot of times, like a woman will get mad at you, they'll talk mad shit, you know what I'm saying? Now you got 3, 4, 5 girls talking mad shit to you or saying bad things about you, but like when I was able to detach from that and focus on myself, like now I said it on the other day, like I'm nobody's fan. Like I'll talk to a girl, but like if my attraction or whatever, like how much I'm giving in is not reciprocated immediately, I'm good with you. That's it. You know what I'm saying? No hard feelings. I see you. Hey, keep it pushing. That's the most you might get out of me. Or I act like I never seen you a day in my life. I never spoke to you before. That's just what it is. Because I'm not going to, I know my value. I know my worth. And like, am I saying I'm better than anybody? No, not at all. I'm just saying me for myself. I know what I deserve. You know what I'm saying? And I won't accept anything less. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather suffer than settle. I say it all the time. I'd rather suffer than settle. I will suffer until I'm enjoying before I just settle for anything. I'm not about to do that. There's no way. Even when I first came with this, like I had this idea for the podcast for years in my mind, but like I didn't know how to set it up and I wasn't gonna bullshit. That's the bottom line. It took forever for me to realize like, nah, I gotta make some changes. And I made the changes, but like I said, I'd rather suffer than settle. Anything else you want to add before we get up out? And I want to thank you for again before we finish. Thank you for coming up, man. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you. It's been an honor to have the Herbert champ. Not just anybody doing Herbalife. This is the Herbert champ right here. So thanks again for coming up and giving us his time, his personal insight on you. You know what I mean? Like, I know you wouldn't get the interview to anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, not too many people I would say that you'll get the interview. So thank you for even considering me and coming, taking your time. Thank you so much. And anybody, we talked about businesses before, local businesses here in Worcester. You doing anything? Let me know. We can get you on the show, some promotions, things like that. But outside of that, thank you guys for coming. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, keep it really simple. First off, thank you. These are my two guys. Like, I've known these guys for years. That's why this interview is so dope, because some people, they don't really, you know them, but you don't really know them. But I've known you guys from, you know what I mean? So I want to, just send good energy to both you guys, every single endeavor. May Spirit look over every single thing you do. May your steps be blessed. May you be more joyful, more abundant, more enjoyment, right? So I want to first send that to my brothers. And then last, I would just say, I always say this to people that come to my workout. Come to my workout. Ask about my workout. But life is long, but it's also valuable, meaning every moment counts. And so you heard a lot of things that probably, tested your mindset and stuff. But I just say this. If you can be anything in this lifetime, why not start taking the steps to become your greatest version? You could be anything you want to be. Think about this. You could be anything you want to be. Why wouldn't you become your greatest version? Just be great.
All right. Thanks again so much, Tim. Everybody, thank you for tuning in to the Far From Perfect podcast. Don't forget, follow him on Instagram. You want to get your tags?
Fit Father Timmie 24. Fit Father Timmie with an IE, TIMMIE 24. Fit Father Timmie 24.
Yes, and check out those workouts he's talking about. These guys are great. You want personal training, one-to-one training, you want to grow in any areas of your life, even you want mentorship, you want a life coach, this is the guy. Trust me when I tell you, you've heard his story today. Thanks for the As Per Usual podcast, our brother podcast.
I know, right?
That came to pull up.
Appreciate you. Hell yeah. These are good ones. More collabs coming up, man. I like this little, what we're doing with the mental health, opening up as a man, having these different type of conversations. We need that open up, especially being local too.
Nice.
Bringing people from around here. So yeah, as per usual, far too kind.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.
Man.
Peace out. See you again next episode.